Awesome. Hello, good morning, San Antonio and beyond. Whew, I'm reaching to you from the San Antonio Zoo for Zen Zoo. We've got some singers. The flamingos will be with us today, and please do soak in all of the wonderful natural sounds around us during this yoga class. Oh, I haven't done a shout out in a while, but Belle, I've got you on my mind. This shout out is to you and to all of the teachers at the Will Smith Zoo School, and to any of the students who might be watching. Aiden, I have you in mind. This is Miss Heather. I miss you all so much, and I'll look forward to returning to the zoo school when we are able. I hope it's sooner than later. For now, we're going to do some yoga and move our bodies. So I would like to start on our backs today, because in my classes, I like to check in with ourselves. Let's dust off whatever has come before this and whatever will be coming after this. Let's just sink into this present moment so we can relax and be at ease. And I want you to, first and foremost, not take yourself so seriously, and don't take this practice so seriously. Let's begin on our backs. For those of you who are experiencing low back pain, we're going to start with bending the knees, so you get that release from your low back. So get yourself onto your back, nice and easy, and then you'll separate your feet. It'll be a different distance for each and every body, because everybody is different. But you'll want to put your toes in and your heels out so that your knees can rest up against each other. Nice and relaxed. And then you'll you can even walk your shoulders behind you. See if you can get some length in your upper body. And then just rest your head down, relax your shoulders. You can even push your elbows into your mat. Send your shoulders underneath you and then put yourself back down. Chin is slightly tucked. And then I want you to cradle yourself. It's been a rocky road for all of us in different ways, and I want you to tap in to yourself. I'm starting a little slowly, giving you time to get your mat, get some space, let anyone and everything know around you that I'm going to take 30, 40 minutes for myself right now. Maybe this is your mom time. Maybe this is me time, you time. Make that space for yourself. And then once you arrive on your mat, on your back with your knees bent, you can put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. I know home practice is a really tricky thing for me, and it always has been, and that's why I like to close my eyes, because if I'm on the floor in my living room, I will start to see things that need to be swept or vacuumed or all of these things that need to get done. So if you can turn off that distraction, you can close your eyes and just sink in to the sounds that you can hear. Drawing your awareness to the sensations you are feeling in your physical body. Soften where you can. If you are noticing any tension or resistance to letting go, see if you can bring in a deeper breath And that is now my invitation to invite you to pay close attention to your breath. Follow the leader and let your breath lead the way. You can open your mouth and wiggle your jaw from side to side. I love the placing of the hands on the body. Oh, this is a shout out too to Jessica, one of my private clients who I don't get to see lately. If you're watching with us, this is for you. And Jessica really loved this one because sometimes just sitting in a meditation pose, whether you're sitting or laying down, that monkey mind starts going and it's really hard to turn it off. So by having your hands on your body here, you can really tune into the sensation taking place in your body as you breathe. So with each inhale, feel the expansion. Your belly will rise, your rib cage and your chest will rise. And as you exhale, let go completely. You can even open your mouth and sigh it out. It's a really nice release. And keep in mind the inhales bring more energy into your body, whereas the exhales are releasing pain, stress, and tension. So you can even draw your attention to the counting of the breath. So as you inhale next time for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then open your mouth and sigh it out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause ever so slightly, and then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own with your own count. Remember, every body is different. Maybe that was too long of an inhale and exhale. You can shorten it up, but that's why we call it a practice. And with you tuning into yourself with no restrictions, you may begin to notice that you can start to increase your breath without offering too much effort. Relax into it. I invite you to stop holding it all together. Think less, feel more, and ride the waves of that breath. Already tapping into that parasympathetic nervous system. And then slowly begin to let your breath just balance itself out naturally and watch what happens. You can tap into that Ujjayi breath, so your inhales and exhales will be through the nose. And then you can release your arms out to either side of you and begin to wiggle your fingers. You can begin to extend both legs and windshield wiper your feet here. And rotate your ankles. So make circles with your ankles. And if you want to include your wrists here, you can let your elbows touch your mat here. And then switch direction. notice the difference from right side to left side without judgment. Just tuning into awareness. And then slowly begin to draw one knee up towards your chest and then the other knee up towards your chest. Transition is super important, so maybe one knee at a time here. Hug yourself. Maybe, if today's not the day, maybe someday you will actually pull your knees in so tight that you can grab your opposite elbows. Getting a nice stretch for your spine here. Relax into it. Let your head, shoulders, and neck relax. And you can even begin to nod your head from side to side and see if this is a nice release in your neck. I know a lot of my tension has been stored there. If this is the case for you, use this time to breathe into and open and unravel. Let go of this tension. And when you're finished working with your neck here, you can begin to rock yourself side to side. If grabbing your elbows does not work, put your hands on your knees here. A nice low back massage. Wendy from the Houston Zoo. I know you had a lot of work scooping up after the elephants last week. And you back stuff. So if you're with me, I'm thinking about you. And then once you're done massaging your lumbar spine, you can come back to center. And then let's splash synovial fluid on our hips here. So you are going to make circles with your knees, but in opposite directions. So your knees will push out away from you, and then away from each other, and then drawn back towards your body. So big circles with your knees here in opposite directions. We're working on the hips. Always taking the time to let things unravel organically and naturally, because things do take time. And we have to allow our bodies that space and time to open on their own when they're ready. And then switch directions here. Jessica, another shout out to you, my private clients who I don't get to see. So, Jessica has huge, big muscular legs, and if that's your case and you can't reach your knees, Jessica just does it without holding onto her knees. I'm always amazed. I'm like, man, the strength in your legs, lady. So always find a way. If the way I'm showing you is not working, find a way that works for you. And come back to center when you're ready. Knees together. Reach your arms out like a T. We're going to take a spinal twist here, keeping our legs together. Drop your knees over towards the right. You can even send your hips to the left a little bit. Knees. That's a bind, and it's more of an advanced, intense twist. If you're wanting to play around and challenge yourself and feel it out, try it out. Come back to center when you're ready. Hips and shoulders square on your mat. Knees come back up towards your chest. Your feet to press into your mat and lift your hips over to the right a little bit. Drop your knees to the left and then gaze towards your right fingertips. Full spinal twist, neck included. Your left hand can come on the outside of your right knee if that helps you to increase the stretch, if it feels good for you. And we're trying to keep shoulders square on your mat. Maybe today's not the day, that's okay. Relax your face, relax your jaw, and follow the leader, letting your breath lead the way. Calming our nervous systems here, increasing our well-being so that we can navigate through this uncertainty much, much easier. Just being here now. And for those of you who want to take that challenging, more twisted bind, you can begin to straighten your right leg. Reach for your foot with your left hand, and then reach behind you, down below, for your left foot. Can you still keep your shoulders on your mat as you do this? No judgment, no expectation. Don't worry if today's not your day. I know yesterday was a day of lots of beginner stuff. So if you're still with me today, I've been practicing for over 20 years, never showing off, right? In my classes, it's not about what you look like. It's about how you feel. So do what serves you well. And begin to slowly unwind when you're ready. Come back to center. Shoulders square, hips square. We're going to do a little bridge flow. So we're staying on our back. Bring your feet parallel to one another. Reach your arms along your sides and see if you can reach for your heels. Maybe so, maybe not. Your feet should be about hips width distance apart. If you need help figuring out, well, where are my hips? Put your hands on your hip bones. And then that can give you a judge of where your feet should be. In your mind's eye, imagine you're squeezing a block between your knees. We're going to keep our thighs parallel to one another as we do our bridge flow, building strength in our legs and our glutes. We're also going to draw the arms up with our movement. So once you are grounded here, take a big inhale and exhale just to prepare. On your next On your next inhale, press your heels into your mat, lift your hips, and lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your hips, and bring your arms back alongside your body. Inhale, press into your feet, especially your heels, lift your hips, maybe a little bit higher with each breath. Arms come up overhead. Palms or tops of your hands touch the mat overhead. Exhale, lower. Now remember, since every body is different, your breath is going to be different.
And the timing of your flow is going to be different. Trust in your inner wisdom. Remember, we're not taking this seriously. We're not taking ourselves seriously. Inhale, press in your feet, lift up. Exhale, bring your hips down, lower your arms down. Inhale up. Maybe pause at the top. See if you can press into your feet a little more. Lift your hips higher. And then exhale. Bring it all down. Maybe 5 more here. We are engaging our glutes. Yes, we are protecting the low back and building some strength. Building strength in our back body. Drawing our knees towards one another, keeping our thighs parallel. Strengthening our inner thighs here. A couple more here. 2 or 3. Inhale, lift, slow and steady. That's where the beauty is. That's when the gifts truly begin to unravel. Inhale up, second to last. Exhale down. And on that last one, as you inhale and lift on up, we are going to keep our hips lifted. Since your arms are most likely up overhead, if you would like, you can bring your arms alongside your body and clasp them beneath you. Keep pressing into your feet, lift your hips higher, and you can roll your shoulders or your upper arms underneath you. It's a nice, gentle shoulder opener. Keep pressing into your heels, lift your hips higher. Slow and steady. Let your breath be your guide. You've got this. Press in a little higher. And then slowly begin to lower down. Unclasp your hands. Your arms can come alongside your body. Lowering 1 vertebrae to your mat. 1 at a time. Nice work. Separate your feet the width of your mat here. And then windshield wiper your knees. A little low back release. Slowly begin to roll onto one side when you're ready. You can use that bottom arm as a pillow, and since we've already shifted energy, take a break there. And then, when you're feeling ready, use your hands to gently push yourself up. Kick your feet behind you. Come into your tabletop first. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Hi, sweet friends. Thank you for joining us. Fingers spread wide. Play around with that inner spiraling of your forearms here. I know it's a lot going on, but that's why I'm so into the foundation work first. Inner spiral those forearms. Outer spiral your upper arms. Feel where your shoulders go when you do this. Inhale, reach your right arm and your left leg. Working on a little balance. We're starting slow. Use a cushion under your right knee if that's more comfortable for you. Keep a micro bend in your left elbow so you're not locking out. Inhale, get longer here. And then exhale, knee to nose, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend.
Exhale, draw in. Knee to nose, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in. See if you can tighten up even more. Inhale, get longer, longer, longer. And then exhale, draw in. Inhale, get long. On the last one, bend your left knee, reach around over towards the right with your right hand, and see if you can clasp your left foot. Kick that foot up above you, getting a nice stretch for the front body. Too much computer work, y'all? I know, I know. Have y'all been zooming? Is zooming a word now? We're zooming. Woo! Keep kicking that foot high. Look over your right shoulder. And then slowly release when you're ready. Bring your hips onto your heels. Take a little break. That's a lot on that wrist. Let's make some movements. Bring those fingertips down to the mat in front of you and pull your hand down. Strong, comfortable seat, but let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Stretching the wrist here. Pulling one finger at a time so you can explore and see what feels best for you. Our bodies do so much for us, so now it is time for us to honor all of the hard work they do for us. And then switch your hand, flip your hand. The palm of your right hand comes on top of your left, switching the stretch in the wrist here. And then we go to the other side. Come back into your tabletop. Shoulders over wrists. Get that cushion under your knees. Or bend your mat. Right? You can make some more cushion under that knee if you just fold your mat a little bit. Hips right over your knees. When you are ready, draw your navel in. Your power resides within the center of your body there, and that's what's going to help you stay stable as we balance. Inhale when you're ready, left hand and arm and right leg. Get a sensation of that first, right? Maybe there's some wiggling and wobbling. That's totally great. You are strong. You got this. Inhale, get long. And then exhale, draw in. Nose, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in. Knee to nose, elbow to knee. Synchronize your movement with your breath. Inhale, get long. Exhale, knee to nose, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. A few more here. Follow that leader, step by step, and notice the difference. Feel the expansion with each inhale as you get longer and more open. And as you exhale, release so much of that stuff you don't need. Tension, stress. Inhale, last one, get long. And then bend your right knee, reach around towards the left with your left hand and see if you can grab that right foot. Kick that right foot higher, look over your left shoulder. Woo, balance. Draw in through the center. Breath, breath, breath. Opening the front of the body. On that last inhaling, breath kick a little higher, maybe. Open up more. Exhale, release. Let your hips come back to your heels. I'm going to straighten my mat back out. And let's stretch out that right wrist here. We always keep that micro bend in the arm, in the elbow, so that we're not locking out, right? But let's give that wrist some love. So bring your right hand in front of you, fingertips pointing down. Take a nice gentle stretch. A lot of us are right-handed, right? Is that your mouse hand? Jessica, I know that's yours. Shoulders relaxed. We've lifted the heart rate a little, feel it? And then maybe you want to play around with one finger at a time here. Feeling the sensation. Maybe one finger wants to stay a little longer as you breathe through it. And then when you're ready, you can flip your hand, get a stretch on the other side of the wrist. All right, my friends, let's come into our downward facing dog and flow a little bit. Fingers spread wide. Tuck your toes, send your hips high. I can't remember if I'm on week 4 or 5. I've lost track of time. If you've been with me all of this time, your down dog might be top notch by now. Practice makes progress. Walk that dog, bend one leg at a time. Once your dog has been walked enough, get still. And then inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Shoulders remain over wrists. Draw your navel in. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Draw in, lift those hips high, make space. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, hips super duper duper high so you can pull that foot through. And then lower your left knee. Untuck your toes. Draw that right foot towards your left foot. Up. So many options. You can either bring your hands, fingertips pointing down, draw your elbows towards one another, begin to lift your heart and let it shine towards the sky. A nice stretch for the front of your left hip here. Some of you might want to reach back and grab your heel. Send that right arm high. Another bit of a balancing pose. Breath, breath, breath. Play around as it serves you well. Come back to center when you're ready. Tuck your left toes. Send that knee high. Step back into plank. Exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for up dog. Just the tops of your feet and your hands press into your mat. Send your shoulders away from your ears. Let your heart shine. Take a few breaths here. Inhale. Prepare for the transition. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, once you're ready and you have gotten back home, lift your left leg high on that inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Draw your navel in, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, left leg high.
Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Cross it over, you got this. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Lift your hips, make space. Step that left foot through. Drop your right knee, untuck your toes. Draw your left foot towards your right knee, left hip back, right hip forward. There's your foundation, and then rise up. You can really sink into this pose here, opening your hips. And then for those of you who want to practice a back bend, a mini back bend of sorts, give yourself some support at your low back. Fingertips pointing down, elbows drawing towards one another. Ground down and then rise up. Lift your heart higher. Imagine that I've placed a block on your chest here. See if you can make it lift higher up. Nice big stretch for that right hip here. And then those of you who want to take it a step further, you can reach back for your right heel with your right hand and lift up your left arm. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Baby steps. And the baby steps aren't always baby steps, folks. Breath will keep you balanced. Come on out when you're ready. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Step back into plank, and we take a vinyasa here if you like. Again, exhale as you lower. Let your elbows graze the sides of your body. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Breath, breath, breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shake your head, no, let all of that stuff that you've been carrying around, if it's not serving you well, let it go. Let it roll off your back, off the top of your head, and let it land on your mat. Lower down into child's pose. Big toes touching, knees apart, loving on the hips a little more. We have lifted the heart rate. Continue to keep on going at it. Or just enjoy the space in the quiet emptiness. Just being aware of how you're feeling. Perhaps more grounded, more calm, more at ease. Take your time to rest some more, and or feel free to reach out to me on the live stream. On the feed, I'll always check afterwards if you have any questions. I'm still looking at some Zoom private sessions if you're wanting some one-on-one. Since every body is different, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if I can help in some way. Let's see. Of course, we always have the emergency fund for the San Antonio Zoo. Whew. In the time warp, right? I said earlier, I'm like, I don't know how long we've been going at this, but time is not my favorite four-letter word. I'm gonna stick with love. So I see you, I hear you, I love you. And if you've made it onto your mat, you rock. Thank you so much. Take care and be well, and thank you for letting me guide you through a practice.
Namaste.